We are living through a collective panic. The prevailing assumption is that artificial intelligence is about to flood the information environment with synthetic deepfakes and machine-generated hallucinations. This fear is a direct hangover from the last decade of social media. The internet radically lowered the barrier to entry for public discourse, removing the elite institutional gatekeepers who used to decide which facts made it to the evening news. Suddenly, the algorithm was the only gatekeeper, and because those algorithms prioritized engagement, they rewarded aggression and performative conflict. Ideas that experts had previously marginalized, from populist political anger to fringe science, found a global audience. Social media successfully fractured our shared sense of what is true. So naturally, as the next major technological leap arrives, society assumes it will simply finish the job. But as millions of people actually begin interacting with large language models, the data points to a very different outcome. The catastrophic assumptions about AI destroying the truth haven't materialized in the way many predicted. In practice, generative AI is acting as an anti-social media. Instead of dividing human perspectives into niche echo chambers, it is pushing people toward a more uniform understanding of reality. You can test this yourself. Scroll through the feed of a platform like X, and you will find an endless gladiator match over vaccines or trade tariffs. Ask a chatbot the same questions, and you will receive a polite, structured summary that aligns with the established expert consensus. Why is the technology widely feared for its potential to deceive actually operating as a stabilizing force for the facts we share? To understand why these systems behave this way, we have to look at the money. Why are the most powerful tech companies producing objective tools instead of the sensationalism that drove the last decade of the internet? Social media's business model is built on capturing user attention. To sell ads, platforms use emotional friction and division. Generative AI has an opposing structure. Companies like OpenAI sell a utility product to enterprise clients, businesses demanding high reliability. If a language model generates demonstrably false business intelligence or legal advice, the creators face reputational and legal risks. To survive in the market, developers must bias their models toward established, defensible facts. Sometimes these models will flatter a user's incorrect biases, a behavior called sycophancy, but leading developers treat this as a commercial bug. A system that simply confirms errors is less useful to paying customers. Market economics are forcing artificial intelligence to function as an epistemic referee rather than a performative outrage engine. But what happens when a powerful actor explicitly tries to break these rules? What if someone builds a rebellious system on purpose? We have a real-time test case. Elon Musk launched XAI and its flagship model, Grok, with the explicit goal of creating an anti-woke AI that would push back against the guardrails of its competitors. The outcome has been surprising. Despite its mandate to be rebellious, Grok consistently produces evidence-based information. When users ask it to fact-check posts on X, the model frequently debunks the partisan misinformation circulating on its own platform. This highlights a technical reality. It is very difficult to build a super-intelligent reasoning engine capable of complex logic, while simultaneously hard-coding it to promote quack science or conspiracy theories. Based on current observations, the architecture of these models appears to resist human ideological manipulation, aligning instead with the evidence-based reality required for the model to remain intelligent and useful. Over a century ago, the journalist Walter Lippmann argued that the modern world had become far too complex for ordinary citizens to accurately comprehend through first-hand experience alone. Lippmann proposed a solution: the creation of institutional intelligence bureaus, agencies that would objectively synthesize complex facts and present reality to the public. Silicon Valley has accidentally built Lippmann's dream machine. Large language models now act as a frictionless epistemic service class, delivering expert consensus on demand to anyone with an internet connection. This shift toward technocratization is a reversal of the social media era, placing narrative power back into the hands of trained experts. By mainstreaming expert consensus at scale, artificial intelligence is effectively stitching our shared understanding of reality back together. But we have to ask if returning to an era of technocratic, expert-led consensus is a pure victory for society. Experts are still human. They have blind spots and establishment biases, and history is full of moments where the accepted consensus was responsible for significant errors. The threat of generative AI isn't the noisy misinformation we originally feared. It is the steady reduction of epistemic diversity, driven by a machine that provides answers so persuasive and frictionless that we simply stop searching for alternatives. We are trading the democratic chaos of the human crowd for the sterile certainty of the machine. The truth might be saved, but we must consider the long-term cost to independent thought.